Now destroy them.
This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by
Jesus is the way, the truth, the life.com.
Right there. See the lights? Where? The lights are moving.
The debate about real artificial intelligence, sometimes it's dominated by the fear factor. People worry about AI killing us all off once it gains intelligence. Once the first AIs come into existence that are as smart as humans. Fortunately, the government hasn't gotten too much on this bandwagon, but they will be on it soon. They love fear. Other than that, though, in many ways, I tend to take a more optimistic view about AI. Sure, there will be good and bad AI. AI will be a lot like people in that respect. But one thing that people haven't factored in yet, it seems like, is this idea of, well, I call it delegation realization. If you know anything about leadership, or if you're a leader yourself, you know a little bit about the importance of delegating. And the best leaders can do it really well. However, there's a reason they say delegating is an art form, and it's because people are actually pretty difficult to delegate to. It's a fine art. You have to have all these social skills and follow-up ability, and especially with volunteers. Well, when AI start to come on the scene, even AI that aren't really even near as smart as people, you're going to start getting to a point where you can delegate to AI, and the AI will do what you tell them to pretty reliably. They won't do it as effective as a person who's doing their best, but they will at least do it, which a person, especially a volunteer, generally won't. Now, I've been fortunate in some cases in my life. I have had a volunteer or two that's been very effective. But it's just very rare. When AI start to become delegatable, not just in a manner where you're giving them super specific tasks, but when you can give them sort of mission parameters and just sort of set them loose, this will really empower the individual. Let's see if I can give you an example. Well, right now I think the first place we may see this sort of thing is in computer games, because it's such a pure programming environment. You don't have to really build much hardware. Right now, when I look at computer games, the one thing that's really missing in computer games is the ability to really delegate. Like for instance, let's take a nice game. It's called Conquest: War on the Frontier. Really well designed. I think it's Chris Roberts had something to do with it, the wing commander guy. And in this game, you can control dozens of ships, and there are various orders you can give them. But it's basically, you can't really delegate to them. You tell them, go here, then here, then here, then here, and you maybe say, okay, act in a defensive manner, or act in an offensive manner. But you can't say to your units, well, you can't program them. There's no light programming option. You can't say, over the next couple hours, engage this type of unit, avoid that type of unit, and defend this type of unit with such and such priority. And then you just sort of give them that programming and then just sort of forget about them for the next hour. That you don't really have that in computer games, at least not that I've been able to find. And I've been looking for a game like that because I think it would be a lot of fun to play.
Well, I can tell you like this.
Porcupine Christians. Even if you don't want to get arrested with them, you might want to hang out with them. You see, Porkfest isn't just for libertines. Besides having a big tent, it is a big tent. Drop by campsites 2 and 4 to find the FSP Christians. There you can fellowship with normal people, or not normal, as the Spirit leads. Learn more at
Jesus is the way, the truth, the life.com.